Today we're gonna take a look at the ultimate tier list for equipment in Magic the Gathering. And you know what? We're gonna start it off with, what was it? Bell's suggestion of Umezawa's Jite. Apparently, well, maybe they unban it in the near future. You know what? Anything is possible. I think actually this card is stone cold crap in Modern at the moment. If they unbanned it, I'm not even sure if one deck would play it. A 2-mana equipment. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage, put 2 charge counters on Umezawa's Jite. So any combat damage. You block, you're screwed. If you don't block, I deal damage to you, you're also screwed. So you get 2 counters on it. When you remove a counter from Umezawa's Jite, choose 1. Either you get +2/+2 until end of turn, target creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn, or you can gain 2 life. So, effectively, you can give the creature +4/+4, shrink a 2, or kill a 2 toughness creature, or gain 4 life at any moment. And remember, you can store these counters. They go up and up and up. You can, it's basically like saving. You know, you save your money for something big, you can save your counters to kill a dragon or something. Only it costs 2 to equip. Now, it's getting so pushed out of the game. This card used to be like played all over the place in Legacy, and now like I think only Death and Taxes even wants to play it. No one else wants to play it, but it's still a very, very good card. And as much as I'd like to put it in the A tier, I have a feeling this is still too strong compared to all the other equipment that we're going to take a look at today. So I give it the S tier. You know, I captured more of the hand than the Jite. Well, let's do that again. Yeah, we got it. We can't disgrace the Jite. There you go. I didn't want to disrespect you, Jite. Or Jit, however you people want to pronounce that one. Okay, next up, we're going to take a look at Abzo's Colossi Hammer. I think you mean the Colossal Hammer. Colossal... Or is it Colossus Hammer? Why don't I just look up Hammer? We're going to hammer thing. There we go. The Colossus Hammer. 1-mana equipment. Equipped creature gets +10/+10. That can deal a lot of damage. They also lose flying, as if that's going to be a disadvantage whatsoever. You also have to equip for 8. So the deal is, this equipment, it's actually just stone cold, like absolute trash by itself. I don't even know why you would want to play this thing. It's an absolute abomination. But it has some combo potential, okay? It's got some combo potential. If you've got, what's it called? Sigurda's Aid on the battlefield. It says whenever an equipment enters the battlefield, you automatically attach it to something. Alternatively, you've got the Pure Steel Paladin, which says if you've got 3 artifacts in play, just switch around equipment however you want, attach it to anything. But you need that synergy to go on, so it's not like a 1-card win condition. That being said, it is a strong card, and it's seen a lot of competitive play, so A tier. Go straight to the A tier with the Colossus Hammer. Not your conventional equipment, I would say. Nathan! What do you got for us, Nathan? Take my money. Also, Skull Clamp. Alright, let's take a look at Skull Clamp. Easily one of the more broken cards ever in Magic the Gathering. It's 1 mana. Equipped creature gets +1/-1. I can't remember. There was like a story behind this, like how this became supremely busted. It was something like, I don't remember. I don't remember how they came down this thing, because whenever equipped creature dies, you draw 2 cards, which ended up just making the card broken. Just absolutely busted. And as you can see, it's banned in Modern, it's banned in Legacy, because as you put these on any sort of tokens or even regular creatures, it's a just insane card draw engine. Yes, pay 1 mana to draw 2 cards. Don't mind if I do, especially if you can get on the token generator like the Young Pyromancer. And so for 1 mana, yeah, I think it started off as +1 maybe. They had to there was like a reason they like made the creature like shrink a little bit. They thought that was balancing out the card, and then they were like, oh, whoops, this was a mistake. What a horrible, horrible mistake. So anyway, Skull Clamp. Definitely S tier. I think even the Commander players can agree. Even Commander players can see why Skull Clamp is so broken. I believe it sees a lot of play in Commander as well. It was the last-minute decision to give it the -1 toughness. That's right, the last-minute decision. You know, it's those last-minute decisions that has screwed over Magic the Gathering cards so much. I think there's been a lot of bannings over last-minute decisions. I believe Oko was quite rushed as well. Oko, Thief of Crowns. You hear that, Wizards? Just stick to the plan. Like, leave it, just print it boring, because you never know when you're going to make a last-minute decision to make it completely broken. Okay, Will Anderson. The Sword of Feast and Famine. Very interesting card. You need ramp, and you're not even in green? The Sword of Feast and Famine is for you. So we have a 3-mana artifact. It's an equipment. Equipped creature gets +2/+2, has pro black and green. Now, whenever a equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, they discard a card. But here's the thing. You get to untap all lands you control. That's great! We get to untap all our lands, and with those lands, we have infinite possibilities. So anyway, the Sword of Feast and Famine is a fantastic card, in my opinion. Because especially, it has seen like a good chunk of competitive one-on-one play, but especially in Commander, you're going to want to use this. Because the bottleneck in Commander is always mana. Mana. You equip this for 2, it's like it's free. You got a free equip on this thing. Now, that at the same time, it's not like broken, but I think this is a very strong card. You could argue that this sword is S tier, but I'm going to put it A tier. I think it's strong A tier, weak S tier. Nikachu really leaning into the Mario sense. We have a lot of Mario sense today. Oliver! The Lion Sash. That's a card that's actually been seeing a lot of play lately, like a lot. I have to say, when a Stoneforge Mystic deck plays Lion Sash, and then... Sorry, when they play Stoneforge Mystic to get Lion Sash, it means all the good equipment are already in their hand. Like, don't get me wrong, this is a good card, but it's usually not the best card in their deck. So white 1 generic 1/1 equipment cat. So actually, it's a creature by itself. You don't even need to equip it to anything. Pay a white. Exile target card from a graveyard. If it was a permanent card, put a +1/+1 counter on your Lion Sash. Then equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each +1/+1 counter on Lion Sash. So you can equip it to a creature and also buff it up. It's also got Reconfigure, so you can for 2 mana, it just acts like an equipment. You equip it to something else. Just very good, solid, all-around card. Yeah, it's got my approval. All right, Lion Sash is a solid A tier card. You don't even need to equip it to anything. Actually, what's the rule? If they play a board wipe, does it die too? Unless it's been reconfigured? I never thought about that. Attach to a creature you control or unattached from a creature. Reconfigure only as a sorcery. Okay, so it's not a creature while it's attached. So you can protect yourself from board wipes by Lion Sash, equipping to a creature, and then when the creature dies, you have a Lion Sash. Okay, we got loading. Says, you did Umazao's GT, so now you've got to do the Lost GT. This card sucks. This card's terrible. I think it was not... Wow! Oh my god, it's so expensive. I think it's terrible. Whatever, it's 1 mana, I guess. I'm gonna disgrace everyone who likes Lost GT. Okay, 1 mana equipment. When equipped creature deals combat damage, put a charge counter on Lost GT. Remove 1 to untap a land. You get a little bit of ramp. Target creature can't block this turn, or put a +1/+1 counter on equipped creature. Now, this card is... Okay, it's better than I'm giving it credit for, but I still don't think it's that good. No, it's cheap, right? It's 1 mana to equip. You get a little bit of ramp out of it. It's probably more valuable to the Commander players than the competitive players. Feels like, I'm looking at the price tag. It's like $5. This is $5 more than I think it should be worth. Super overhyped for competitive play. I didn't expect it to do anything, and it absolutely did nothing. Saw no play whatsoever. So you Commander players, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give it B tier. It's a nice, solid playable in there. Pretty weak, though. Could be better. Okay, next up, we've got... Christ. How about the Black Blade Reforged? This is a 2-mana equipment. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each land you control. Equipped legendary creature for 3. Equipped a regular creature for 7. This is awful. I don't like this card. This is just... It's just too expensive. And it's also not even anything special. Like, in either Commander or Modern, like, even if you're a green deck... I'm putting it in the C tier. It's possible it's D tier territory. Even if you were a green deck, and you had a lot of lands in play, I have a feeling this is the last thing you'd even want to play on your creature. Doesn't even give trample, for crying out loud. It's pretty bad, in my opinion. Okay, we got a super chat. We got the dangerous one. The dangerous one's got Embercleave. It was a monster for me in Standard. I can't tell what my super... We didn't do this one yet. What are my sound effects today? These aren't really super chat sound effects. How about this one? There we go. I usually have pictures assigned to my sound effects. I got no pictures to any of the new ones. Sort of rushed it out here today. The Embercleave, red 4 generic. Equipment, flash. It costs 1 less to cast for each attacking creature you control. So if you're attacking with milling creatures, this costs 2 mana. Then when Embercleave enters the battlefield, attach it to target creature you control. And they get +1/+1 and double strike! Anything else? Oh, and they get trample. That's actually also very important. They're going to trample over and double the damage. Normally it's equipped 3, but actually that's completely pointless. Card is actually quite strong, and the best thing about Embercleave, they don't see it coming. Like, that's the problem with Embercleave. I mean, like, this is a complete surprise. And like, by the time you figure it out, I mean, it's too late. I remember when this was in Standard, I was constantly paranoid whenever my opponent had, like, 2 mana up. They've got the Embercleave? They absolutely could have the Embercleave. A tier. Very, very strong card. Next up. Ooh, I like this one from... Whoops, sorry. I like this one from David. The Cryptic Coat. Huge fan of Cryptic Coats. I named this like the new True Name Nemesis. We have a blue 2 generic equipment, and when it enters the battlefield, cloak the top card of your library, then attach Cryptic Coat to it. So it's a 2/2 creature with Ward 2. I think that's phenomenal. Equipped creature gets +1/+0 and can't be blocked, which means you now have a 3-power creature that cannot be blocked and has Ward 2. That's artificial True Name Nemesis. And you also have the ability, pay 2, return Cryptic Coat to its owner's hand. Now, I'll tell you an interaction I didn't know about when I first started playing with Cryptic Coat. You could put this back into your hand, and the 2/2 stays on the battlefield. So if you have enough mana, you can, like, make an army out of this. Okay, play Cryptic Coat, return it back to my hand, leave the 2/2, play Cryptic Coat again, get another 2/2. But it's just the last one. And by the way, you can also pay the mana cost of the disguised creature. What is it called? It's a cloaked card. So yeah, we can turn it face up for its mana cost at any time. So if you got a bomb that was found by Cryptic Coat, I mean, that's just basically card advantage. I really approve of this card. It's a great card, the Cryptic Coat. Now, is it great enough to be S tier? Maybe it's, I don't know. I'm gonna be safe and put an A tier. Yeah, it's a little clunky. It's a smidge. I like this card a lot, though. I think it's better than it looks. Okay, next up, let's take a super chat from Don Salvatore. How about the current terror, the Shuko? Shuko's been a card for a very, very long time. It traditionally was comboing off with, what's it called? Cephalid Illusionist? So this was a very, very old combo in Legacy where you constantly target the Cephalid Illusionist and you can dump your entire deck into the graveyard, then combo off with some graveyard shenanigan. So it's not a new combo. I know like a lot of you maybe now are aware of Shuko because it is combo now with Nadu, both in Commander and also in Modern. But this has been around for forever. By the way, Shuko, 1 mana, equip creature gets +1/+0, but you can equip for 0, so you can continuously equip over and over and over again. That being said, card is really unexciting. Like, it's actually a pretty bad equipment in the grand scheme of things. In a vacuum, I mean, it's borderline useless. It only has value because that has infinite combos. And for that, I will give it some credit, but outside of the infinite combo credit, it's really not that good of equipment, so I will also give it the A-tier treatment. Same thing with Colossus Hammer. Like, card is like, it's not good. Like, I mean, you ask a random player without Nadu, without Cephal Illusionist in their deck, like, hey, do you want to have a Shuko in your deck? And they'll be like, no. It's for free. I'll put it, but you have to put it in your 99. They're like, no, I don't want to. So it's a pretty crappy card. Okay, we have, whoops. Mask of Grizzlebrand. From a black bird. Black 1 generic. I am the Grizzlebrand now. I am Grizzlebrand. Come on, I have a sound effect for this. I am Grizzlebrand. Okay, we have a black 1 generic equipment. Equipped creature has flying and lifelink. Well, you are really, it's a Grizzlebrand cosplay. Whenever equipped creature dies, you may pay X life, where X is its power. If you do draw X cards, you equip for 3 mana. It's not bad, but it's not great. Like, the creature has to die to get the value. I'm not really thrilled about that. The Legacy of Evil runs on. I can give it B tier. It's sort of cute. It sort of does some stuff. But I wouldn't say it does anything good in the grand scheme of things. Okay, a card I wanted to get to was Kano's Lightning Greaves. This is one of those cards, sees absolutely no play in competitive Magic. Nothing. Zero, not a zip. But is like the absolute soul of Commander, even in good, like, CEDH decks, to, of course, protect your Commander. So you can play Lightning Greaves on, like, potentially turn 1, or turn 2, turn 3, before you set up your Commander. You play your Commander, and then you can immediately equip for 0, and then attach it to it. So it's almost like, it's like an almost hard staple to, I don't know, how many Commander decks? Like, many? Not even with Nadu? I think it would work with Nadu. I think this card also works with Nadu. Yeah, look, you have another equipment to equip with Nadu. That should work, right? Haste and Shroud. Yeah, I think that works. All the same. Although at some point you have to release the Lightning Greaves from your Nadu and start targeting other stuff. But it's like the combo is still there. I hate this card, but that being said, I understand the strength. Hold on, let me get one clear boot. A clear boot! And we'll put an S tier. This is so overwhelmingly popular for Commander. I guess I have to put an S tier. I just have to. And I do see the utility. Especially since a lot of Commander decks revolve around the Commander itself. So if you play your Commander and protect, I mean, like, it's basically like GG. It's almost like a combo in itself. Is any artifact allowed? No, equipment. This is the equipment tier list. This is an equipment. It's gotta say equipment on it. Equipment or bust, or I will give you the buzzer. I'll buzz you. Don't think I won't buzz you, because I know how to buzz people. Steve Cooper! Basilisk Collar. Basilisk. Donate 4 to chat? You mean, what? You mean 1? You only paid $2 here. Basilisk. Oh, I'm not spelling this right. Basilisk Collar. How do you donate 4 to chat with $4, Steve Cooper? You get 1 donation to chat. Okay, Basilisk Collar, 1 mana, equipment, equip creature with Death Touch and Lifelink. You can also equip for 2. It's like, it's a solid card. It's really good on defense. It has some combos with like, or like good synergy with what's it called? I think it has some very, very good synergy with what's it called? Walking Ballista, among basically any other ping or like Triskelion. So we can't say that this card is particularly bad. How do we get a picture of this thing? Is this it? It's gonna be awkward. So for that, it's a solid A tier. It's a solid A tier without any combo shenanigans. I mean, it does have some combo shenanigans. There are some decks where, you know, you want to be pinging with get lifelink off of your Basilisk Call into triggers like Heliod, so then you get a counter on your, Walking Ballista. You shoot someone with Walking Ballista with lifelink, you gain life, Heliod triggers, put a counter on Walking Ballista and do it infinitely, so you do have some of that synergy in the game. Okay, we got freebie to Dinglebag, Nim Death Mantle. Surprisingly complicates game when you see it. So does that mean it's good or it's bad? It's a 2-mana equipment. Equipped creature gets +2/+2 and has Intimidate and is a black zombie. Well, why not just play a zombie duck in the first place? Whenever a non-token creature is put into your graveyard from the battlefield, you may pay 4. If you do, return that card to the battlefield and attach Nim Deathmantle to it. Whenever a non-token creature is put into your graveyard from the battlefield. So basically, it's like a reanimator. In fact, we could sacrifice anything and reanimate something, right? So yeah, so we have a sack outlet. I sack a creature. I can pay for it. That's not bad. That's not bad either. I like it. I have no idea how we take a good picture of this. It seems a bit clunky, though. I have faith that people can make that work. A tier. Combos with a lot of stuff. Nim? Well, let's see it. Dangerous! Did you snipe yourself? Was that Lightning Greaves, the next Shuko after the ban? Is it? Hold on. Lightning Greaves. Did we not look at that one right now? We did! I don't know if you sniped yourself. Sorry about that dangerous one. You were too dangerous right there. So it was too close to the sun. We're gonna have to donate that one. Okay, next we'll give it to Christopher B. The Vorak Battle Horns. 2-mana equipment. Equipped creature has trample and can't be blocked by more than one creature. Equipped for 1. Very, very underwhelming. Doesn't even give actual unblockable C tier. Can anyone even recognize this equipment by this pathetic picture that I cropped over here? So sad. We did Colossus Hammer. Matthew, we did it. I submit blue, black, and alchemy cards with 0 more remorse. Don't worry about what? What is that in reference to? Oh, hey, Lewis. Brotherhood Regalia? Okay, found it. 2-mana equipment. Equipped creature has Ward 2, is an assassin in addition to its other types, and can't be blocked. Okay, those are all good things. Equip legendary creature for 1 mana. Equip a regular creature for 3. So it's like you're an assassin. You need to have some assassin synergy to really get this thing going, which means you have to really warp your deck around it. Unblockable is fine, though. Can't be blocked. That's great. That can work for a lot of decks. So even just 3 mana for that, I think, is quite nice. And the Ward 2 is just like a spicy addition to it all. That being said, and it's no Lightning Greaves, you know? It's no Lightning Greaves. I don't know. It's like a high B tier type card, but low. It's either like low A or high B tier. In my opinion. Next super chat coming from Nicholas. Thank you so much for your super chat. Lucille and Bone Splitter. I'm gonna get 2 of them on here. Lucille. And Bone Splitter. So your stomach revolts a bit and then enjoy an OG equipment. The hell does that mean? Black 1 generic equipment gets +2/+2 and has Menace. Whenever equipped creature attacks, defending player sacrifices a creature. Well, that's insane. And especially if you just attack someone who only has 1 creature, 1 big one, I mean, it's gone. If they do, you create a walker token. I don't even know what it is. Is that like a zombie? It's a zombie. Yeah, there's the walker token. And you wanted Bone Splitter? Is that like a garbage card? Yeah, that's a garbage card. Okay, so let's rank these. This one's okay. I'm not in love with it. I don't hate it though. Actually, might be. The equip cost is a bit high. I don't like how you have to pay for it, but it's good. I actually think this card is good. Now, Bone Splitter, on the other hand, this card's stone cold trash. This equipped creature gets +2/+0 for 2 mana. No. 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 I think it's worse than these other cards. D tier. Absolute nonsense. Don't play it. Is the D tier, in my opinion. I do not approve of this message. Okay, we got Alan with a packed weapon. Packed weapon. A black 3 generic equipment. As long as packed weapon is attached to a creature, you don't lose the game for having 0 or less life. How the hell can you lose it all? Okay, whenever a equipped creature attacks, draw a card and then reveal it. The creature gets +X/+X until end of turn, and you lose X life. Where X is that card's mana value. This is like, I don't know, the Dark Confidant of pump spells or something? And then equip for discarding a card. I like that! Discarding a card, that's very mana efficient. So it's like, as long as... So we put this on the right creature. We've got, what's it called? Worship? Is that what I'm trying to think of? Is that the card? I like this card. A tier. And you can like equip for very cheap. I don't know how you combo with this thing, but I like it. Draw and don't lose the game. I think it's worth it too. I think it's worth it, Alan. I'm in the same camp as you. All right, Algot with the Unicycle. Is that really a card? It's gotta be a Universes Beyond card, right? There's no way there's unicycles in the regular multiverse. It's not even a real card. It's not even legal. 2 mana for a 3/1 equipment vehicle. First strike. Oh, it's an equipment and a vehicle. First strike haste. Equipped creature has first strike and haste. You can equip for 1 though. And a cruise for 1. What a weird card. I don't know how to evaluate this, so I'm going to put in the B tier. It's going to stand out like a sore thumb. What is that test card doing here? What's that test card? I'm going to ride my unicycle into battle against Urza. That's right, his expression will be priceless. Also, it looks completely useless. And why are we holding a unicycle? We're like using a unicycle as a weapon. You see that? It's a weapon. And we got a shield. So we got the unicycle and the shield going at the same time. Turiat, the reality chip. Blue 1 generic 0/4 equipment jellyfish. So 0/4, you may look at the top card of your library anytime as long as the reality chip is attached to a creature. You may play lands and cast spells from the top of your library. You can also reconfigure for a blue and 2 generic. I think it's just a good overall nice card. I don't think it's busted or anything. There's like, you know, it's almost like a future sight on top of a creature. So I really like the utility, but I'm still also going to give it like B tier territory. I don't think it's obscenely broken or anything like that. But it's nice. I probably should give it A tier. You know what? I take it back. Based on other things that I see up here. Like if I'm gonna be putting, what's it called? The lightning something. I don't remember what this equipment is even called. Then I should actually have the reality chip up there. But not broken by any stretch of the imagination. All right, you heard the music. That means it's time to thank our sponsor, FusionGamingOnline.com. You can go get... Can we see Fusion Gaming at all? There we go. FusionGamingOnline.com, my favorite place to buy my Magic the Gathering cards. Bloomborough is out for your... not even pre-order. They've got the singles ready. Singles! Hot and ready to be served to you. Get them fresh at FusionGamingOnline.com, the Bloomborough cuties. And whatever you get in your cart at checkout, you can get 5% off when you use coupon code Nikachu at checkout, including all your wonderful equipment. We're also going to thank Mana Traders, the premier place to rent Magic cards online. Rent as many equipment as you want. You can test the Lost GT You know, prove me wrong. You don't have to buy it, though. You can rent it when you're using Mana Traders on Magic Online. You can support the channel renting using my Mana Traders link in the description below, or save 10% off your first 2 months using coupon code Nikachu _25. 25K. Love that coupon code. Huge fan. Okay, back to reality. The reality of the reality chip. SD Shogun with Helm of the Host. Oh, you're killing me, SD Shogun. You're killing me. I'll tell you why you're killing me. This card is so bad in, like, competitive Magic. It's a 4-mana equipment. At the beginning of combat on your turn, create a token that's a copy of Equipped Creature, except the token isn't legendary. If Equipped Creature is legendary, that token gains haste. Like, I don't care. And equip for 5. So there's a lot of infinite combos enabling that are enabled with this card, but it's so clunky and win more, or like not even realistic. But in Commander, I understand you got a lot of infinite combos, especially with your Commander itself. I still think it's pretty clunky though. I still think it's Clunk World. So that makes it difficult for me to judge. Like, I know I'm not giving it S tier. Screw that. But I know I also can't give it B tier because of the sheer popularity. And it has utility. Like, I'm not gonna... It is like these other cards. It's like the Colossus Hammer. It's like the Shuko. Like, they're not that great, but in a combo mindset, if you build your deck around the card, then they can be dangerous. So, I mean, at any moment... I mean, I don't know how players play with Helm of the Host. Do they sandbag it for the right moment when they have 9 mana? Or do they just have it on the battlefield and they're gonna look at your commander and be like, well, it danger! It absolutely a danger. Don't know which one that is. Alright, so with that, we're gonna move on to King Ginger's Dark Steel Plate. Dark Steel Plate, 3-mana equipment, indestructible, and Equipped Creature has indestructible, and you can equip for 2. I hate it, but I think it has enough utility. It's one of those cards that are like, it's not great, but you know what? It's not bad either, so B tier. Give your creature indestructible for the low cost of basically 5 mana. But, you know, it's still gonna be bounced, exiled, swept away, and so on. Loading with the best equipment in the game, the Razor Boomerang. Negative. It is the worst, maybe the worst in the game. Not even gonna read it. You have to basically pay 5 mana to get like 1 damage. D tier. Right there with the Bone Shredder. Right there with the Bone Shredder. Chris Kiger with the Pip-Boy 3000. The hell is that? It's a 1-mana equipment. When a equipped creature attacks, choose 1. Sort inventory. Draw a card, then discard a card. Pick a perk. Put a +1/+1 counter on that creature, and then check map, untap up to 2 target lands. See, this is like a better version of Lost GT, in my opinion. This looks like a superior version of Lost GT. For 1 mana. I think I can buff this thing to A tier instead of B tier. Because I believe Lost GT was B tier. I think this is like more A tier worthy card. It's just a superior Lost GT in every single way. Instead of untapping 1 land, you get 2 lands. You get 2 lands, people. You have to pay 2 mana, but you know, it's basically free at that rate on that turn. Okay, next up, King Ginger, who just got sniped. Helm of the Host, we just did that. Maybe I should get through some of these super chats, and by some I mean a lot of them. I'll do 1 free one, and then I guess we'll do 2 super chats, 1 freebie. We might have a long show here, people. You seem to be very enthusiastic about equipment. You Commander players, so passionate about equipment. Okay, we got from Pyro Tempest Wing, Grafted Exoskeleton. Tell me why you love your equipment. I should also slow you all down. You're all a little fast, don't you? The Grafted Exoskeleton, a 4-mana equipment. Equipped creature gets +2/+2, and it also has Infect. Sounds like you have some devious plans over there. And when grafted exoskeleton becomes unattached from a permanent, you gotta sacrifice that permanent. Well, that sounds like a sacrifice I'm not exactly sure I'm willing to make. So that either I kill you or I kill this damn thing at the same time. And I can only kill one person at a time anyhow. Alright, so I'm not really in love with this, especially since it costs 4 mana. I'm sure there's some easier ways to kill somebody. So I think I'm going to put it in the C tier. Like, if you have Infect, just kill him with an Infect creature. I think that would be easier. Not sure. Could be wrong about that. Okay, we're going to get through 2 super chats. Sword of Wealth and Absolute Power from Elixir. Sword of Wealth. Does it pay dividends? Is that what you're telling me? 3 mana, equipment. Equipped creature gets +2/+2 and has protection from instant and sorceries. Not bad. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, we get a treasure token, so we got ramp. And then when you next cast an instant or sorcery spell, this turn copy that spell, you may choose new targets for the copy. Now, I like this card. I like this card. The only problem is it's got the same clunk as all the other swords of paying 3 mana and equipping for 2, but there's a lot to like about this. So you basically have protection from conventional removal. You also ramp, and also you double your spells per turn. That's a lot of card advantage in one card. It is a Sword of Wealth and Power. Where do I rank this? I guess I still rank this at A tier. Is this like an S tier card? This is very strong. Let me compare this to everything down here. I think this is S tier. Like, I would say it's low S tier, but it's like way higher than all these. Like, I'm comparing it to everything on A tier, and it's just like, this is just unbelievably better compared to everything else. We did Ember Cleave. A tier, Big Bone Records. Okay, King Ginger says, can I get Sword of Hearth and Home for the snipe? Sure. Sword of Hearth. Okay, 3 mana equipment, +2/+2, pro green and white. Deals combat damage to a player. Exile up to 1 target creature you own. Then search your library for a basic land card. Put both cards onto the battlefield under your control, then shuffle. This is like weird ramp and blink. I think it's more dirtily than good. Not a fan of the Sword of Hearth and Home. Not bad. I wouldn't say it's great, though. You can make some, like, synergy out of it. B tier. You barely see what this is. Hold on. You barely see it from here. Like, I can't... Okay, whatever. You're just gonna have to know this is the Sword of Hearth and Home. A little tip over there. Okay, next super chat. So we're supposed to be doing 2 super chats. Vic the Foxy Gamer! The Power Fest. Sorry for Fallout, but I like it a lot. That's okay. Some people love Fallout. We have a green 1 generic equipment. Is this a Power Fist? It looks like it's just some random piece of metal attached to the arm. Equipped creature has trample, and whenever this creature deals damage to a player, put that many +1/+1 counters on it. Equip for 2. This is terrible. I think there's nothing particularly special about this card. We'll show this person. I think it's just... It's a card, I guess. C tier. I mean, it's like a card if you need to get trample, I suppose. I'm not particularly excited about this thing, though. Maybe I'm underrating trample. Do you know what's better than trample? Unblockable. That's how I look. That's how I see everything. Big Bone Records. Shadow Spear. That's an S tier card. Don't even have to talk about it. I think all Commander and competitive players can get together, agree, they shake hands. Shadow Spear is absolutely bonkers. It's a 1 mana equipment. You equip for 2, but you get the +1/+1. You get the trample. You see, you need trample. This is just a superior trample card, but it also has lifelink. Also, for 1 mana, permanents your opponents control, they lose hexproof. They lose indestructible until end of turn. So they worked so hard to make their creatures indestructible. Oh, I'm sorry. You lost it.
No, God, please, no.
Yeah, that's right. Shadow Spear, too strong. S tier card. Very mana efficient. It just does too much. And it can be searched with Urza's Saga on top of that. It can be you can find it with Urza's Saga. Corbinek, the Explorer's Scope for the old landfall decks. Explorer's Scope is 1 mana for an equipment. Whenever equipped creature attacks, look at the top card of your library. If it's a land card, put it onto the battlefield tapped. You can also equip for 1. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. You got no attack trigger. It's cheap, but like, you look at the top card of your library. If it's a land, you put it on the battlefield tapped. If it's not a land, well, I guess y'all luck, buddy. C tier. Easy C tier. Who hasn't got a card yet? Don't think the damn draw's got a card. Caducus Staff of Hermes. Staff of Hermes. How do I pronounce that? Caduceus? Caduceus? Staff of Hermes. White 2 generic equipment. Equipped creature has lifelink, and as long as you have 30 or more life, which you will have at the beginning of a commander game, equipped creature gets +5/+5 and has indestructible. And prevent all damage that would be dealt to this creature. That's bonkers. Useless in competitive Magic, but in Commander, looks more useful. Is it clunky? 3 mana, 2, ++, indestructible, prevent all damage. That's actually pretty good. Yeah, I can give that A tier. That checks out as an A tier level card. Next super chat from Timon, the Drowsy Dagger. Drowsy indeed. Very good in Commander. You say a lot of stuff is good in Commander. The Dowsing Dagger. Dowsing Dagger costs 2 mana. And enters the battlefield. Target opponent creates 2/0/2 plants with Defender. Equipped creature gets +2/+1. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, you may transform the Dowsing Dagger. I love transformations. Equipped for 2. Transforms the Lost Veil. Add 3 mana of any one color to your mana pool. You know, I'm not really impressed with this thing. You worked so hard to get a basically some sort of Black Lotus in play. A perpetual Black Lotus. Sorry, B tier. It's like, I don't know, I think we're working too hard to get to a point we're not even winning yet. It's just like, we're just working hard to work more hard. Evan says, I didn't get a card yet. Bone Sabers. That's a 3 mana equipment. Whenever equipped creature attacks, put 4/4/4. Sorry, 4/1/1 counters on it. Equip for 3. Boring. Not particularly does anything. Okay, C tier. Could almost put in the D tier, to be honest. Ecos. Thank you so much. Conjurer's Mantle. If only it was a blue. If only it was blue for Merfolk. Conjurer's Mantle. Oh, you're all so passionate. Conjure. How do we spell this? Conjurer's Mantle. Am I spelling conjurer wrong? Where's Uncle Google? Okay, I don't know. I always misspelled it. Whatever. White 1 generic equipment. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 and has vigilance. Whenever a equipped creature attacks, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may reveal a card that shares a creature type with that creature from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. A little dirtily. Actually, super dirtily for my taste. It's not bad, but like, I don't think this can go into a lot of decks. Like, even if it was blue for Merfolk, I honestly would not play the thing. But I will put in B tier. Like, it's like a fine card advantage engine overall, in my opinion. Vic the Fox Gamer with Mask of Avacyn, because my brother had it before. Mask of Avacyn. Brother has good taste. Okay, so we saw the Mask of Grizzlebrand. Now this is the Mask of Avacyn, a 2 mana equipment. Equipped creature has +1/+2 and has hexproof, which is useful. But it's got to equip 3. Now, like, we do like our hexproofers, right? But do we like spending 5 mana on it? Like, this is just a much more expensive Lightning Greaves. Like a much more expensive Lightning Greaves. So I guess we're gonna put in the B tier. Like, hey, Lightning Greaves is a Lightning Greaves. There's a much crappier Lightning Greaves. I won't put it in the C tier. It's a little too useful for that. Okay, next up. Ristriden. No card yet. Elbrus the Binding Blade. You say that like the Blade is sentient. And maybe it is. Okay, we have a 7 mana equipment. Equipped creature gets +1/+0. Now, when equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, unattach Elbrus, the Binding Blade, then transform it. Equip for 1. It becomes a 13/13 Flying Intimidate Trampler. And whenever a player loses the game, put 13 +1/+1 counters on the Withengar Unbound. In my opinion, my plan will be to win the game. How easy is this to pull off? 7 mana. So what, we have to like throw this in play with Stoneforge Mystic? Whenever creature deals combat damage to a player, unattach. I suppose there's like a few ways you could cheat this in play and get this online. Anyway, but like the payoff isn't even that you win the game. It's just you just have a gigantic monster of a creature. So B tier. I don't even know if it's B tier worthy, to be honest. I mean, I could be grossly overrating this card. I can see a world like if you build your deck around this thing enough, it's probably worth it, but maybe not. Bone Saw. So we're it's supposed to be right here with the Bone Splitter, Bryce. There with the Bone Splitter. Okay, next up. King Ginger's Reaver Cleaver. It was a clever way to name the Reaver Cleaver. Okay, this is a red 2 generic equipment. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 as Trample. And whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player or planeswalker, create that many treasure tokens. I think this is too clunky. Now, I understand combat damage. I understand that, like, at least for 3 mana, you're going to get the mana back. I think this is just, like, a very, very chunky card, though. 3 mana to cast, 3 mana to equip. So I don't think it's, like, great. But, I mean, I don't think it's terrible. B tier. The Reaver Cleaver. Islarf. Ring of something. Ring of Zathrid. Okay, 2 mana equipment. Pay 2. Regenerate equipped creature. Well, that's what you want to pay more mana to regenerate your thing? At the beginning of your upkeep, put a +1/+1 counter on equipped creature if it's black and equip for a 1. This card is very underwhelming. Like, it's just terribly, terribly underwhelming. I don't like it. C tier. I have to, like, continuously hold up 2 mana for this stupid card. Okay, Vic the Foxy Gamer. In regards to Power Fist, I like the counters. It gives more than Trample, and that's us on a 7/7. And you block with less than 7. Whatever gets through gets added in counters. It's just fun. Well, of course. Hey, look, this is not the fun tier list. If it was the fun tier list, I mean, this would be completely... everything would be rated backwards, you know? This is a power tier list. It's a power tier list. Okay, next up, Elixir with the World Slayer. I can't remember what that was. 5 mana equipment. Equipped creature deals combat damage. Sorry, when equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, destroy all permanents other than World Slayer. And we can equip for 5. But why? Why would we want to do this? I guess what, if you have like a bunch of indestructible stuff on the battlefield, like it's a powerful card, but I don't think it does anything good. C tier. What did it cost? Did you do it? Yes. What did it cost? Everything. It cost us everything. Okay, we got Steve Cooper with Toad wants Quietus Spike. Then Toads gets Quietus Spike. Thanks so much, Steve Cooper. Being the voice for toads. Okay, we got the 3-mana equipment. The equipped creature has Death Touch. Whenever a equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, that player loses half their life. Rounded up. That is a lot of damage. And then equip for 3. How do you unequip this damn thing? There's got to be a point where you just want to smash your opponent for, like, the rest of their life. I think it's a bit jank, but I also don't think it's, like, that terrible either. So this is one of those, like, B-tier level cards. Under the right conditions, it looks like it's pretty good. But I wouldn't rely on it. I don't rely on that thing to win the game. Yeah, I've been missing me the whole show. I miss it. Like, I'm getting... The chat is flooded. You people love your equipment. You know, just the competition today is insanely high. Just absolutely insanely high. Reminder, let me know if you didn't get a card yet. And if you lie, I'll ban you. Who doesn't have a card? See, there we go. David said I didn't get a card. Vorpal Sword. Vorpal Sword? Is that how this works here? 1 black, +2/+0, and has Death Touch. That's pretty good for a black and equipping for a double black. Now, for 8 black, until end of turn, Vorpal Sword gains whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player. That player loses the game. That's insane! That is absolutely nuts. I love this card. A tier easily. I don't even think the 8-man is that impossible if, you know, in a combination of Mana Ramp or Cabal Coffers. I think it's actually possible. You might have some other, like, mana ramping resources, like maybe Guy's Cradle to help you fill up the colorless. I think that card is great. I think the card is quite strong for, like, a black and equipping for 2. Just giving it that touch and +2/+0 I think is worth it. I wouldn't say it's worth it enough. I like the upside, though. I mean, maybe the problem with this type of card is, like, you're going to be a target. Like, I mean, you're going to be the big target when you equip this thing. And you have the mana. Belly with Mithril Coat. The better Shield of Kuldra. The better one. Mithril Coat. 3 mana. Flash! Oh, this is like our first flashing equipment. Indestructible. Enters the battlefield, detach a target legendary creature you control. Okay, this card gets, like, better and better the more we read on. Equipped creature also has indestructible. And equip for 3! This is great! So this is like... Okay, it's like almost like a counter spell for... It's basically a counter spell for, like, damage-based removal. Or a sweeper, actually, because you can give a creature to... you can make the creature indestructible. I think this card is very, very, very good. I'm inclined to actually, even for the commander players, I'm actually inclined to give that S tier. I think it's very sneaky. I think, like, basically you're getting all this. Indestructible, and it's flash. And it's like, you can, when it ETBs, you immediately can equip it to your commander. So basically for 3 mana. And they won't see it coming either. Bulky, with no card for me yet, so enjoy this D tier gem, the Slayer's Cleaver. 3 mana. What is this, a squid that we're chopping up? Equipped creature gets +3/+1. Oh god, it's an Eldrazi! Oh no! I thought it was squid. We're gonna have Eldrazi sushi. Equipped creature gets +3/+1 and must be blocked by an Eldrazi if able. Oh, equipped for 4. It's terrible. Here. We can get the whole picture. There's plenty of space in the D tier. There's plenty of space in the D tier. Stretch your legs out there over there. Eater of Virtue. From, I can't read your name. Hope it's not saying anything, hope it's nothing, no profanity or anything like that. Okay, 1 mana equipment. Equipped creature dies, exile it. Equipped creature gets +2/+0. As long as the card exiled with Eater of Virtue has flying, equipped creature has flying. Oh, I see. It gets all the virtues of the last creature. The same is true for First Strike, Double Strike, Death Touch, Haste, Hexproof, Indestructible, Lifelink, Menace, Protection, Reach, Trample, and Vigilance. All for... Oh, wow, it's really cheap. 1 mana to cast, 1 mana to equip. Dies, exile it. I like it. I actually like it. I don't know if it's good, though. It's the only problem. Ugh, I don't know where to get the picture here. B tier. It's hard to, like, see what the hell these things are. Everything looks different. Dr. Nemo with Godsend, please. Godsend it is. White, 1 generic. Equipment, +3/+3. And whenever equipped creature blocks or becomes blocked by by 1 or more creatures, you can exile 1 of those creatures. Opponents can't cast cards with the same name as cards exiled with Godsend. Problem for Commander players. Oh, no, it actually does affect. Okay, so if you block, like, 1 creature, the other players cannot cast that creature. I see. Opponents. All opponents. It's like, it's more impactful in one-on-one, because if you exile 1 creature, well, then they can't cast the other 3 copies of it in their deck. I don't know where to put this thing, though. I think it's a bit janky. I guess it's a B tier card. B tier is, like, janky but playable. It got a little clunk, but, you know, that's okay. Gonna have a little clunk in the junk. Or, sorry, the little clunk in the trunk. That's right. Clunk in the trunk. Banovsky with Assault Suit. Is an EDH classic for me. Hey, want my commander for a turn? Don't swing at me. The 4 mana equipment. Equipped creature gets +2/+2 and has haste. Can't attack you or planeswalkers you control, and can't be sacrificed. At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, you may have that player gain control of equipped creature until end of turn. If you do, untap it. Sharing is caring, isn't it? But for 7 mana, I don't know about that. I think this is one of those cards that are like more jank than good. C tier. This is like your classic commander, you know, let's have fun sort of card. Let's have funsies sort of card. Oh, super chat. I got a huge creature and like zombies. Wand of Orcus. Oh, the wand, huh? Classic. Uh-oh, where's the Wand of Orcus? A lot of wands out there. There we go. Here's the Wands of Orcus. It is a black 2 generic equipment. Equipped creature attack. Whenever equipped creature attacks or blocks, it and zombies you control gain death touch until end of turn. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, create that many 2/2 black zombie creature tokens. So I deal like X damage, I get that many zombies. Not bad. So it's like a bit of an army in a can, right? I don't like the 6 mana that I gotta pay into this thing, but army is an army. Uh-oh, we're running out of room here. Running out of room on the ultimate tier. The ultimate tier list. Da-da-da-da. Zeeper. No card yet. Here. Argentum Armor. Just start. This card's terrible. Argentum Armor. This is like the maximum clunk. But for maximum power. Argentum? There we go. Argentum Armor. 6 mana equipment. Equipped creature gets +6/+6 whenever equipped creature attacks. Destroy that permanent! Unless you have to equip for 6. That's very expensive. I think this is so expensive, I think it's crap. I think it's just too expensive. 12 mana for all that? No, thank you. In my opinion. Chris Plummer with the Mask of Memory. We've had so many zombie cards, Chris. They would work great with your avatar. Okay, 2 mana equipment. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, you may draw 2 cards. If you do, discard a card. Equip for 1. Seems okay. Equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, you may draw 2 cards, discard 1. So it's basically like Faithless Loading. You literally do draw an extra card, though, every single turn. This has to be at least C tier. Sorry, B tier. Has to be at least B tier. I'm running out of room on the B tier. I'm running out of room over here. Look, we can still, you know what? We can have a long one. You know, sit tight. We're gonna have a long day of Coffee and MTG here. I can see how passionate you all are about this particular topic. So we're gonna go through super chats. We're still gonna do some freebies. Okay, Manuel says, I didn't get a card yet either. Okay, we got the Draknian. What the hell is that? Red, black, 4 generic for an equipment. Echo of the First Murder, as if we had to name this ability. When Draknian enters the battlefield, exile up to 1 target creature. The Demon Sword, equipped creature has menace and gets +X+0, where X is the exiled card's power. So, hold on. So this is like a 6-mana removal spell. And then our creature gets +X+0, where we like basically take the power of the last creature and equip for 2. I think it's still a little clunky. I think it's just a little clunky. At least it's a removal spell. It's got that going for it. But just a little too expensive for my taste. Okay, we got Hot Soup from King Ginger. Hot Soup! This is an equipment? 1 mana. Equipped creature can't be blocked. Whenever equipped creature is dealt damage, you destroy it. I guess they'll drop the soup and equip for 3. What is it? What is this for? Oh, it's just for you just have an unblockable creature, but it's also a fragile unblockable creature. I don't love it. I think that it's too high risk, low reward. C tier. Very high risk, low reward. The lowest of the reward. Okay, freebie section. We did Embercleave. It's over here. It's A tier. Here, let me wiggle it around a little bit. You can see it? I hope you can see it. Embercleave was done. Who else didn't get a card? Blink Sonic Somniac definitely didn't get a card. Dragon Throne of Tarkir. Four mana, equipped creature has Defender and 2. Tap other creatures you control gain Tramplin +X/+X until end of turn, where X is this creature's power. Equip for 3. I think a little. The one problem I have is like the creature doesn't even get to attack itself, which hurts your attacking odds. So C tier. Also possibly D tier. Like I think it's that bad. You have to spend 7 mana and then you have to pay another 2 mana to buff everything up. You know what? I take it back. I don't like it at all. Yeah, D tier. It's too much. I could tell, like, I'm sure in some weird scenario you can make it work, but I would not be willing to work that hard for it. Okay, Elixir with the Spy Kit. Spy Kit, 2 mana equipment, gets +1/+1 and has all names of non-legendary creature cards in addition to its name, equipped for 2. I don't remember how this works with anything, so I'm going to assume it works with nothing. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 and has all names of non-legendary creature cards. That's just so weird. D tier. I don't remember how, like, I guess that, like, works with some cards where you need to have, like, X card on the battlefield and X other card on the battlefield. Spy Kit has some interesting combos. If by interesting you mean bad, then sure. Because if it was good, you'd say, Spy Kit has some great combos. People always frame, you know, janky stuff as interesting. I'm doing something interesting over here. Take a look at my creativity. See, I'm not here out to win the game. I'm here to you know, express myself. This is an emotional portrayal of my my genius. Yeah, go ahead. Name all the creatures in Spy Kit. Yeah, I'm waiting. I want to hear all the names. It's definitely jank. That's right. That's why it's in the super low tier. Vitor, Luxior, Guy's Gift. I don't know about being good, but as far as equipment goes, it is very unique. The 1 mana equipment for gets +1/+1 for each counter on it. Equip permanent isn't a planeswalker. What? Equip permanent isn't a planeswalker and is a creature in addition to its other types. Oh, so we can equip a planeswalker. Equip planeswalker for 1, equip for 3. This is terrible. I don't know if this has any utility. I'm assuming it's bad though. Equip, it gets +1/+1 for each counter on it. So it doubles the counters. Oh, I see. So like it's got loyalty counters. Gotcha. I don't like it. D tier. If you build your deck around this, it sounds like you're building to fail. Super chat. Jordan, the Blade of the Blood Chief. The Blade of the Blood Chief, 1 mana. Equipment. Whenever a creature dies, put a counter on equipped creature. If equipped creature is a vampire, put 2 +1/+1 counters on it instead, and also pay for a 1. You can build your deck around it. Not super thrilled about the ability though. It's a little bit below average. C tier. Okay, I probably should do 2 super chats to 1 freebie from here. We've got Cauldron Complete for Stoneforge Mystic. You got a complete Stoneforge Mystic. This replaced Batterskull. What can I say? This is a 7 mana equipment. Living weapon, indestructible. Equipped creature gets +5/+5. It has first strike, trample, indestructible, haste, and whenever this creature deals combat damage to a creature, exile that creature. It is the Stoneforge Mystic de facto thing that you look for. It is like basically the default equipment that you find with Stoneforge Mystic. And also at 7 mana, it's a bit clunky, but not uncastable. Easily S tier. Sadly for Culture Complete, it like made a big impression when it came out, Modern Horizons 2? It's starting to get pushed out of the format just because like Stoneforge Mystic is getting pushed out of the format to some extent, to a large extent. Meme Bruley, Paradise Mantle. Was this from New York City? It's New York City here? NCY? Oh no, I don't know what NCY. What is? Oh, no card yet. Okay, Paradise Mantle. I look at NCY and I'm like, the hell does that mean? You talking to somebody? Equipped creature has tap, add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool, and you get to tap it for 1 mana. Paradise Mantle, weirdly, is like a decent form of mana ramp in any random deck, but also does have some infinite combos. So long as you can untap the creature with the mana, you make infinite mana or infinite tapping and untapping. So because of the infinites, it is a weirdly A tier worthy card. Actually, I should probably downgrade this. Nah, it's like on the same level as Shuko and stuff like that. Maybe not at that strong, but good enough. It's good enough for me. Okay, Kagan with since Ecos was faster, the Luxior Guy's Gift. You got sniped! We just did the Guy's Gift. Sorry about that, Kagan. But you know what? I'll make you happy, Kagan. We'll give Ferginka a card. Heavy Arbalest. The Heavy Arbalest. 3 mana equipment. Equipped creature doesn't untap during its controller's untap step. Why would I want to play that? That sounds terrible. Equipped creature has tap. This creature deals 2 damage to target creature or player. Equipped for 4. This is terrible. Equipped creature doesn't untap? And we have to tap it to deal damage? What is the point of this? This card is so bad. It's beyond terrible. Like, we are working hard to do nothing. And again, it's like another boomerang looking card. D tier. Oh, poor Guy's Gift here. Also here in the D tier. Also in the D tier. Next up, Corente, the Sword of the Realms. Beautiful art and useful too. Sword of the Realms is it's a creature. Oh, but the backside. Can we play cast the backside? How does this work? Do we have to play the front side? At the beginning of each combat, you may attach target or equipment attached to a creature you control. To target creature you control. No, I believe we can play the other side, right? For 2 mana. Yeah, equipped creature gets +2/+0 and has vigilance. Whenever equipped creature dies, return it to its owner's hand. That's pretty good. I like that. That's I think that's very useful. I wouldn't say it's broken. No, maybe that's an A tier worthy card. I like that. It's not too expensive. You got a bit of insurance. Also, you got vigilance, so you're good on attacking, you're good on blocking. I think I gotta squish over. Or what's gonna happen here? Yeah, let's move this. We gotta move over. We gotta squeeze. We need to make some more space on this tier list. I'm running out of room. Coffee crew. Slayer's Plate. Come from Banovsky. Love equipping to Seer Gwyn. Slayer's Plate. This is 3 mana. Equipped creature gets +4/+2. I don't know how to put it, but whenever there's like a weird buff, like +4/+2 or +5/+1, I usually assume the card is bad. Whenever a equipped creature dies, if it was a human, put a 1/1 flying spirit creature token with flying onto the battlefield. Equip for 3. It is bad. It is not the worst, but it's not good either. C tier. You only get the spirit if a human dies. What an absolute steal. Okay, Kagan, with a Vanguard's shield. I'll have to return after my drive home. Oh, you're super chatting and then leaving. Vanguard's shield. Super chat and run. Okay, we got a 2 mana equipment. Equipped creature gets +0/+3 and can block an additional creature. Isn't that terrible? And equip for 3. I don't like it. I hate it, actually. You can block an additional creature. Well, you can block an additional creature in D tier. That's what you can do around here. Pedgeman didn't get a card yet. Not sure what has been done. The Bitterthorn Nissa. Hold on, Nissa's Animist. Nissa's Animist. We'll do that one. That one is disqualified, actually, because the front side is not an equipment. Only the back side. So what's your other one? Illusionist Bracers. Okay, this is a 2 mana. Whenever an ability of equipped creature is activated, if it isn't a mana ability, copy that ability. You may choose new targets for the copy, and you can also pay 3 mana. I like it. I don't know if it's broken or anything, but it's pretty unique. It's like a unique, it does something special around here. I'll put in the B tier. Next up, Kagan's Borrow Blade. Very interesting super chat. Has helped me in a few situations. Well, you're not selling me, Kagan, here. It helped you in a few situations. Sounds like, you know, you bought this card, you put in your deck, and like twice in your entire life it did something. 1 mana. Oh, this is the actual, is this like the Borrowed Blade for Frodo? Equipped creature gets +1/+1. Whenever equipped creature blocks or becomes blocked by a creature, that creature loses all abilities until end of turn. If creature blocks. Oh, that's interesting. So you can kill like constructs with this, and you equip for 1. I can see a few situations where this might help, but the problem is it's still pretty weak in the grand scheme of things. It doesn't stop, like, you know, triggered abilities and ETBs. Only in combat. Static abilities disappear, so C tier. Nikachu, did you misread that Nissa suggestion? I didn't misread it. It was a creature. It's a creature. Do you see the word equipment on it? I certainly don't. I know it. I know there's like. Oh, this had nothing to do. Okay, well, whatever. We got the Illusionist Bracers anyway. Okay, I see. I probably put the wrong Nissa up there. Wrong Nissa card. Who suggested that? Pedgeman? It was Pedgeman got screwed. John with Kusari Gamma. This card exists? Oops, I maybe put too many M's here. Kasari Gamma, the 3-mana equipment. Equipped creature has pay 2. This creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn. That's bad. Whenever equipped creature deals damage to a blocking creature, Kasari Gamma deals that much damage to each other creature defending player controls. That's good. And equipped for 3. I think overall this is jank. Like no, I think it's jank. I think it's jank. I could be a little bit wrong here. I've been wrong before. I'm a professional person who's wrong all the time. Tyler Smith, Tenza. The Godos Maul. The 3-mana equipment. Equipped creature gets +1/+1. As long as it's legendary, it gets an additional +2/+2, so it can be a 3/3, or it gets +3/+3. As long as it's red, it also has trample. Equipped for 1. I think it's a pretty generic equipment, right? Like, it's nothing special here. C tier. Yeah, definitely put in the C tier. We're running out of room in the C tier. C tier getting filled up. Filling up here. Elixir. Cranial Ram. I don't know how good or bad that thing is. It's so good it got banned pre-release. Are you serious? Oh, this is the, yeah, this is the, what's it called? The new cranial plating for Pauper. This looks like it came from Alien, the movie. Okay, we have red-black, equipment, living weapon. Equipped creature gets +X/+1, where X is the number of artifacts you control. And also equipped to, oh, so, but it's a creature by itself, is what it was. It's not bad, actually. I will give it A tier. Because it's very close to cranial plating by itself, which was historically like a really strong card. Maybe we put it over here. It's a like cranial plating by itself is like pretty damn strong. This one can die, which is unfortunate, but still pretty strong. Here come all the no card yets, people. Everyone's learning the NCY Infiltrating Lens. Infiltrating Lens, a 1-mana equipment. Equipped creature becomes blocked by a creature. You may draw 2 cards. That's cash money there. That's interesting. So they... What if you have a gigantic creature? Okay, I sort of like it. I'll put it in the B tier. Is there room left in the B tier? There's some room left. There's some juice left in here in the B tier. We just squeeze it in over there. I like the idea of attacking and making our opponent block, and we draw some cards off of it. I think that's cool. Shooting for D tier with the Holy Fraser Cannon. Holy Frazzle Cannon. Holy something. No, Holy Fraz. Is this the other side? Oh, it's disqualified. Okay, this is not an equipment. The back side is, the front side is not. We need to easily get to that equipment side. Okay, I'm gonna donate that one. We'll donate it to Hamad with Killer of Kings. Unsized Killer of Kings. A Grix red, black, blue equipment. +3/+3 and first strike. Whenever a creature dealt damage by a equipped creature this turn is put into a graveyard, you may remove that card from the game. And if you do, get a 2/2 black zombie creature token into play and equip for 2. It's just expensive. I like the ability, but it's just it's a super clunkaroony. So it goes into the C tier. C tier for Clunkarunos. Next up, we got Bell. I love, ooh, actual cranial plating. Since 5th Dawn. Like, the thing with this card is it's cheap to play. It's 2 mana, 1 to equip. you can randomly swap it around for double black at instant speed. And it just buffs your creatures based on all the other artifacts you have on the battlefield, which of course you're going to play a lot of. So cranial plating is actually just damn strong. You'll deal a lot more than +1/+1, let me tell you that. Yeah, definitely an A tier level card. Another Kagan special. We've got Krovod the Haunch. Krovod Haunch? How many cards have the word haunch in them? Yeah, exactly, 1. 1 white for a food equipment. Equipped creature gets +2/+0. Pay 2, tap, sacrifice Krovod Haunch. You gain 3 life. I don't want to sacrifice my haunch. Is this just a big piece of meat? When Krovod Haunch is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, you may pay a white and a generic. If you do, create 2 1/1 white dog creature tokens. All my haunches bring the dogs to the yard, don't they? I don't know how to evaluate this card. It's not particularly exciting or interesting. Creature it's cheap enough. It's 3 mana to equip. It's a food token, effectively. I don't know. I'm not excited about it. It's not even. Is it even considered a food? Is it a food equipment at least? I'm putting it in the C tier. It is a food equipment, so it's got food in there. Okay, next up. Let's take a freebie. Ignore card yet, people. Sword of Body and Mind. Be one with your soul. Be one with your body. Be one with your mind. 3 mana. +2/+2. Pro green, pro blue. Deal damage to the player. You get a 2/2 wolf, and that player mills 10 cards. I think this card is very, 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 very lackluster. This is a very unexciting sword. And for that, it goes into the C tier. C tier is filling up big time. Run out of room in the C tier. Run out of room. Next up, we got Triox with the Mace of the Valiant. What the hell that is, I have no clue. Okay, 3 mana. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each charge counter on Mace of the Valiant. And has Vigilance. Whenever equipped creature enters the battlefield under your control, put a charge counter on Mace of Valiant. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each charge counter. Gotta put a charge counter. Oh, sorry. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, we keep buffing this up. So it's basically turning every creature into a champion of the parish, but it costs 3 mana to equip. 3 mana cast, 3 mana to equip. I actually don't like this at all. I think this is supremely clunky. This is a clunker. I'll put in the D tier. I don't even think it does a whole lot, to be honest. It's like just sort of randomly buffs stuff up. Almond. They turn Sarah Ascendant into an equipment. Caduceus Staff of Hermes. We did that one. Which one is it? I don't even know anymore. Hold on. Staff of Hermes. Staff of Hermes. Okay, where's Staff of Hermes? We definitely did that one. There it is. A tier. Great card. So we're gonna donate that one. We're gonna donate it to EK with Seraphic Greatsword. White 1 generic. Equipped creature gets +2/+2 whenever equipped creature attacks the player with the most life, or is tied for the most life. Create a 4/4 white angel creature token with flying. That's tapped and attacking that player. Equipped for 4. So what, like, did we turn everything into a Geist of St. Traft or something? I guess that's like, if you run out of card design, just turn all the equipment into old cards. To something to that extent. Okay, Seraphic Greatsword. I think it sucks, to be honest. I don't like it. It's probably C tier worthy. I think it's bad, but it does some. Like, the problem is, like, even if you're attacking the player with the highest life total, I don't know what this, like, 4/4 angel is even gonna do for you in that spot at that point. Paul Becker. Sorry, late to the party. Did you do the Loxodon Warhammer? Love your streams. Thank you so much, Paul Becker. You're not late. You're right on time. Loxodon Warhammer. If I remember correctly, this card's terrible. The 3-mana equipment gets +3/+0 and has Trample and Lifelink and also equipped for 3. Oh, it's one of those cards. It's like, it's not great, but you know what? It sort of does something. It like buffs things up by quite a bit. Guess I'll get a picture of the corner here. This is like one of those B tier level cards. We got a little bit of space over here in the B tier. Yeah, we just put like right by the Lost GT. Evan, did we do the Iron Crag? I don't think we have. The Iron Crag. Not to be mistaken by any other Iron Crag. 2-mana legendary artifact, tap for a colorless. Whenever a legendary creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may have the Iron Crag become a legendary equipment artifact named Everflame, Hero's Legacy. If you do, it gains equip 3, and equipped creature gets +3/+3 and loses all other abilities. That sounds terrible. Oh, so it's a 1-mana mana rock. So like that's great. So it's a 1-mana mana rock. Whenever a legendary creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may have the Iron Crag become a legendary equipment artifact named Everflame. If you do, so the creature gets +3/+3 and loses all other abilities. So it's like a free roll, right? You don't even need to equip it to a creature. I guess I have no idea how good or bad this thing is. You got like a big rock. Okay, I'll also put this in the B tier. It sounds okay. Like it's a mana rock that has utility afterwards. Kagan is back again. I returned with 2 because they work together. The Groom's Finery and Bride's Gown. Anyone Bride's Gown as well? Bride's Gown. Okay, Groom's Finery. 2-mana, equipped creature gets +2/+0. It has an additional +0/+2, and has Death Touch as long as an equipment named Bride's Gown is attached to a creature you control. Equipped for 2. This card's terrible. Okay, but what about the other one? We'll rate it based on both. 2-mana, equipped creature gets +2/+0, and it gets an additional +0/+2, and has First Strike as long as the as long as an equipment named Groom's Finery is attached to a creature you control, also equipped for 2. These are terrible. These are both bad. If you have them both together, they are less bad than they were before. They're both going into the D tier. I think they're that abysmal. I especially don't like the one that buffs the toughness by default. So it's like you can get like, if you have both of them, you get +4/+4. Big deal. Okay, next up, we got Korante with the Manriki Gusari. Basically the counter to all of these cards, right? The hate card from everything on this list. This card used to see a lot of play as a counter to other equipment. Now it sees absolutely no play. Because you're going to counter an equipment, just play another equipment that's even more powerful than the other equipment. 2-mana, equipped creature gets +1/+2 and has tap, destroy target equipment, also equipped for 1. So used to see a lot of play, but like now basically doesn't see play. I'm not even going to put in the C tier. I think this is a terrible card too. This is a D tier level card now. Used to be good. Yeah, Kilunky. Got Clunk all over the place. Tyler Smith, you get a card. The Nazgul Battle Mace. The Nazgul Battle Mace. Is that like the battle? I thought that's Sauron's mace. Okay, 5-mana equipment. Equipped creature has Menace, Death Touch, Annihilator. Annihilator? What were they, Eldrazi's? And whenever an opponent sacrifices a non-token permanent, put that card onto the battlefield under your control unless that player pays 3 life. Equip for 3. Ah, it's so expensive though. I do like the card. I like the abilities. I think they're worthwhile, but I just think they're way too expensive. C tier. Just way too expensive. Evan, the Staff. the Staff of Titania. We got 2-mana equipment. Equipped creature gets +X, where X is the number of forests you control. Whenever equipped creature attacks, create a 1/1 green forest-dried land creature token. Equipped for, and also equipped for 3. So this is just one of those, like, let's just buff our creature as big as possible. Which I don't value very highly. I think this is a very C-level card. C tier. Where is the space for this card? There's, like, no space. The C tier is... Oh, we got a little space here off to the corner here. With sort of body in mind. Allman is like, okay, please. I want to redeem myself. With a D tier suggestion with the cement shoes. Cement shoes is a 1-mana equipment. Equipped creature gets +3/+3 and has at the beginning of your end step, tap this creature. Equipped creature doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step, or just basically during its untap step at all, and equipped for 2. What is the purpose of this? I don't get it. Like, there's no way of, like, putting the shoe on, like, anything else. Oh yeah, this absolutely goes into the D tier. A beautiful D tier suggestion. Wow, there's not a whole lot of S tier level equipment. You would think there would be more than this. I guess they're just scared of power creeping equipment to a very large degree. Okay, next, anyone with no card? Any no carders around here? Cameron Cole, the Sword of Dungeons and Dragons. This is not even a real card. Could it be a real card? It's possible. +2/+2, rogues and clerics. Equipped creature deals combat damage to a player. Create a 4/4 gold dragon. Then roll a d20. If you roll a 20, repeat the process. You gotta get really lucky. You gotta get really lucky with that card. Card's okay. Card's pretty mid, I guess. Card is pretty mid. Maybe I guess we'll put D tier. I don't know if it's worth D tier. There's a lot of space down there. Okay, my second to last, the Bilbo's Ring. Three mana. As long as it's your turn, equipped creature has hexproof and can't be blocked. Whenever equipped creature attacks alone, you draw a card and lose 1 life. I love that, actually. That is a great card. Equip a halfling for 1 mana, equip for 4. So I guess you just play this in like some sort of like Samwise Gamgee or Frodo deck of some sort. And the creature also can't be blocked and has hexproof. That's also a banger. I like that card. I think it's really narrow, but I think in the decks that... I'm sure there's some Samwise Gamgee or Frodo deck out there. Ugh, I don't think I can give it... I don't think I can give it S tier. I'm just gonna put an A tier. I think that's a very strong card. Very, very good card. Damn it! We are really running out of room here. Okay, we gotta share room here. We gotta share Z's around here. And unless it's been done, the Commander's Plate. And the Commander's Plate is always full. I'm sure that's not the same plate. 1 mana. Equipped creature gets +3/+3 and has protection from each color that's not in your commander's color identity. What? Has protection from each color that's not? So you want to put this in a monocolor deck? Equip commander for 3, equip for 5. How does this card work? Okay, it gets big and has protection from each color that's not in your commander's color identity. Sounds vulnerable, but it does equip the commander for 3. Why is this card so expensive? Okay, someone explain something to me, because this card looks like crap to me. It's rude in a colorless deck. Ah, I could see that. Yeah, I could absolutely see that in a colorless deck. That actually looks like a really good idea. It was only printed in 1 set. No, it wasn't. It was printed in this Commander Legend. Oh, maybe it's the same one. Legend promo. Secret Lair? The list? Okay, it's been printed a few times. It's very, very expensive. Your commander can only be targeted by the colors and its color identity. Yeah, but if I'm playing like a Wooburg commander, then it sucks, right? I don't think it. I see some utility in it, but I don't think it's that that good. I think I gotta move myself over here. So much room. Okay, we're gonna move over, and we're gonna put Commander's Plate in A tier. I'm moving over, folks. We gotta make space. Okay, I think that's gonna be it. So what a wonderful tier list we have over here. Not many S tiers. I thought there'd be more S tiers in this game. That's pathetic. Whatever. Well, I hope you had a whole lot of fun over here. And of course, if you want to be part of the show, you gotta be here. 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Be there or be square. Also, thank you so much for your support. If you're a patron on Patreon or a member on YouTube, or you super chat to be part of the show, or even super chatting so other people can be part of the show. And thank you so much for being here, everyone. Without all of you, we wouldn't even have a tier list today. We need people like Kagan and Christopher B, Nola Zeeper, David Sampson, Hans, Abraxos, Paul Triox, Tyler, Mordrek, Steve Cooper, of course, Dinglebag. We got Geeky, Ferginka, Corente. We got Toads, because you guys are my crew, the coffee crew. The best crew of them all. So as usual, my crew, keep brewing up them coffees, and we will keep brewing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you at the next cup.